Stanjabalisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. Here to describe for you two different contest operating strategies. This not only applies to contesting, but it can apply if you are the DX being sought after by many stations. It can apply in a general scenario such as an emergency, but in particular it applies to contests such as field day. If you run low power, say 40 or 50 watts or less, you're probably not going to be able to run a frequency. That is, find a frequency, park on it, make sure that it's not already occupied, and then proceed to let stations call you one after another. Bang, 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 bang. Become the prey and let your other stations be the predators. That's fun to do when you're really sought after, like when I operated W1AW. Sometimes just for the fun of it, people always wanted to work W1AW, so I could always run a full kilowatt. That was the legal limit at the time in the 1970s, and run a frequency with ease. The other method is if you are a QRP operator, like I may do during this field day. I'm certainly not going to run high power or try to run a frequency. In that case, you have to look for the stronger stations that are themselves running frequencies and then call them. You become the little predators, and they are the big prey, sort of like ants feeding on a rhinoceros, right? Sometimes you're the rhinoceros, sometimes you're the ant, one of the ants. Two completely different operating strategies. And they both can be quite a lot of fun, but I prefer QRP simply because there's nothing more fun than to crack a pileup with an antenna that has a feed line with a 10-to-1 SWR on it and 10 watts output at the transmitter on CW on 18 megahertz like I did yesterday. Find a rhinoceros, become one of the many little ants, and get a bite on the second try, sometimes even on the first try. There are a lot of strategies that go with that, and I'm not going to outline them all, but the number one rule that I use is don't send too fast, and send where nobody else is sending to make sure that you are heard before they are. And thirdly, perhaps, get a call sign like mine on CW. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-dit, da-da-da-da. At 18 words a minute, that sticks in the memory of the dinosaur or the rhinoceros. Is it a dinosaur? That's a slip of the mind there. Sticks in the mind without even having to necessarily remember the letters. Just the rhythm of that call sign I picked specifically for CW and specifically for contesting, which of course I almost never do. Nevertheless, those are the two strategies that you can use, the low power strategy and the high power strategy. The predator strategy or the prey strategy. The big gun strategy or the pop gun strategy. I'm going to use the pop gun strategy maybe a little bit on field day and see how I do. Stanjabalisco, W1GV saying 73, and so long for now, which shall always, in my native language, mean da-da-da-da-da-da. See you on field day.